More than 800 people have been recognised for their contribution to Australia. This year's honours did come with controversy. Veteran journalist Kerry O'Brien has declined his award, adding his voice to the outcry over Margaret Court's inclusion. But for hundreds of local community heroes, it's a time of celebration.
Order of Australia medal recipient Carley Scott is reaching for the stars, being recognised for her service to the space industry and the Northern Territory.
One of the really exciting things across Australia is seeing how many women are taking a leading role in the space sector, engineering, sciences, maths.
Caroline Edwards is one of the first being honoured for her role navigating Australia's response to coronavirus, securing vital tests and ventilators.
The burden of thinking that there might be people in Australia who couldn't have an intensive care bed when they need it meant we had to swing into action.
Marine ecologist Dr Russell Reichelt hopes to use his honour to raise greater environmental awareness.
Climate change is the greatest threat to the future of not just the barrier reef but coral reefs worldwide.
Yorta Yorta elder Auntie Frances Matheson has spent her life advocating for her community.
And that was the main thing of my life, to help my people.
Catch my vibe and fly away. Yolngu rapper Danzel Baker said while he's grateful for the recognition, he hopes one day the nation will celebrate on a different day. Former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has been awarded the nation's highest honour for his service to Parliament.
Marriage equality was obviously the biggest social reform. I was very pleased to be able to deliver that.
Sharing the top honour is marriage equality opponent Margaret Court, who's recognised for her achievements in tennis. That's prompted veteran journalist Kerry O'Brien to decline his Australia Day honour.
My problem in the end is not so much with Margaret Court as it is with the system that made a judgment that she deserved the highest civil honour.
Coming to Australia as an Eritrean refugee more than 30 years ago, Samia Baho is passionate about helping women.
If you get employment, your life will change.
Legendary Socceroo Tim Cahill and cricketer Greg Chappell also made the list for their contributions to sport. Cecilia, Connell, ABC News.
Not all Australians celebrated today. Many instead chose to mark what for them is Survival or Invasion Day. Around the country, thousands boycotted the National Day, instead paying respect to Indigenous cultures at rallies and vigils. Indigenous Affairs correspondent Isabella Higgins has more.
Gadigal country is where the story of modern Australia begins. On the anniversary of British occupation, a ceremony honoured its first inhabitants.
This land is this country's ground zero.
Around the country, morning vigils marked the solemn significance of the day and served as a call for unity and truth-telling.
One word can't change it, PM. It's the behaviours and the ownerships of the bias that are ingrained that will start the steps of the future of our healing.
Where do we want now?
Others took a stand of solidarity at Invasion Day rallies, about 8,000 in Brisbane and a showing in regional Queensland. In Melbourne, thousands ignored government pleas not to protest due to COVID, but only 2 far-right agitators were detained. Likewise in Sydney, many defied a police directive to stay away. Thousands tried to comply with health orders, which also meant the planned march through the city was dumped.
We've done everything we can. We're following the same protocols we did at the beach yesterday, where there were many people.
Nearby, 4 people were fined for breaching COVID rules. 2 were also charged with assaulting police. But for most people, today was about remembrance.
Today is a day about survival for me and my family.
Events like this are becoming part of the social fabric of the January 26th holiday for those who believe that today is not a day to celebrate at all. Crowds here are hopeful that the nation's leaders are watching and listen to their rallying cries for change.
We must also recognise, as a mature and decent nation, that today is a day that causes pain for some of our First Nations people.
Leaders paid tribute to the survival of the oldest living culture in the world.
Whether it is the story of our First Nations people's strong, ancient and proud culture and their survival in the face of dispossession and colonisation.
Recognition many hope will soon turn into change. Isabella Higgins, ABC News.